Hello, y'all. I am here to share my alkaline, vegan, organic market haul with you all. I heard that many people are trying desperately to change their lifestyle and their eating habits, but don't know where to start. So what I purchase, of course, is all a preference, and that doesn't mean that these are things that you need to get. These are things that I have drawn myself to and have eaten them over a span of some years. So you may not like these flavors and options and seasonings and herbs, but these are things that I eat daily. So I am at H Mart here, and H Mart is an Asian market. And I don't know if they have them everywhere, but I do know that where I live on the East Coast, they do have H Marts. And H Mart is an amazing place to shop to find international fruits and vegetables and different foods. But I kind of stick to the fruits and vegetables, herbs, and nuts. And outside of me shopping for my personal items, I'm trying to give y'all a look around the store so y'all can see what's in there. If you live in the area and you want to go and purchase some items, or just to take a look at what they have yourself, because it is an amazing place to find finds that you will not see in the regular grocery store. So I love this store. But this is not the only store that I shop at. I tend to shop at about 2 or 3 different stores. One being H Mart, 2 Whole Foods, and 3, which I would say is my favorite, I guess because it's like a smaller market, it's Mom's Market. And once the seasons change, I will strictly shop at the farmer's market. But because it is cold here, I will be in these market streets buying up all the everythings. Look how large that jackfruit was. That was a jackfruit right there. But I also wanted to share with you all that if you are transitioning, it is absolutely crazy to feel like you have to throw away all of your unhealthy food and start over, because that is a recipe for disaster. You will be wasting and spoiling those fruits and vegetables if you just kind of scrap everything that you've been doing and just completely change your lifestyle. So I would suggest that you take your time by just incorporating possibly a larger salad throughout the day and still eating the way you normally eat, or doing things like having a juice for breakfast along with your breakfast and then having a juice for lunch. But like I mentioned before, grocery shopping and my food intake is a big part of my mental health. I see a major difference when I incorporate things that are not healthy for me. So what I mean by not healthy for me, I don't mean that I'm going out and eating bad foods, but the foods that I'm choosing that are on the healthy side, if consumed like too much, become unhealthy. And you can eat unhealthy and still consume healthy foods. I'm not trying to say your back is wide, but I heard them talking about y'all and saying y'all backs is wide. And outside of the backs being wider than all outsider, we are so young. And I have people that I know that are having major health scares. And it should not be that way. And we should not be looking 50. It's just not making sense. It's not making sense. So I will be here and be of encouragement. And I am joking, even though I'm serious. But I know this is a very sensitive world. So if I offended you, I meant it, but I take it back. So we'll bounce from here to there to here to there, because there's so many things that I want to share with you all. And this is not an introduction video, but it kind of is. And I want to be as real as possible to myself as I'm going to be with you all. I absolutely have 2 different personalities. I am very silly, but I am also very serious. What a combo. But yeah. So this is me stocking my apothecary and also my seasoning cabinet and my other different types of grains because I completely ran out. I was in there starving like Malvin, acting like I got money, going to buy lunch at work every day. And my mom and them ain't raised me like that. Because I was starting to look at that pocket like, child, calm down. And I wasn't even buying anything crazy, y'all. I was buying like salads, and instead of buying that $20 salad, like, let me go get a bag of salad.
I wish I could throw up. I know it would help.
Let me bring things from home that I can put in the salad to make it until I made it home. But even those things were becoming expensive. So, absolutely not. I had to stock up in the kitsch. So when I get that itch, I just bring my lunch to, I'm about to say to school. I'll just bring my lunch to work with me, and I've been doing that. So, with that being said, prep is very important. I do not meal prep per se, like every day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but I will make sure that I have juices like on hand. There would at least be 8 juices in the refrigerator at all times, and salads that are already made. And so that I can just grab those things and kind of go, and fruits and vegetables. Now, like I said, that may sound like, girl, where the food at? Because you just said all I heard was gerbil food. But for me to eat clean while I'm kind of out and light while I'm out is much better for me. And that's also my lifestyle, and that's how I eat. But when I eat heavier, which doesn't mean unhealthy, but when I will have take stew for lunch, I'm tired. I don't know how y'all out there eating big buffalo bowls of Chipotle. I don't know how y'all doing that. I want to pass out. I want to pass out when I have stew. So I make sure to keep it light and tight so I won't be up all night. And another thing is that I like to prep my teas. So I don't literally mean grinding down the lemon. And I buy a lot of ginger, as you see here, because I'll do ginger shots in the morning. I put ginger in my juices, and I eat a lot of ginger. I try to make sure that the herbs that I'm using in my teas, I'm also eating a lot of those herbs. And here's another portion of my prepping my groceries. And that is to make sure that my fruits and vegetables are thoroughly clean. These cucumbers here, there is so much wax on cucumbers and apples, I find, when I purchase them from the store. You would think, because we're told that if you buy organic, it has less pesticides and less wax on it. But what I find at the end of the day is that there is still wax and pesticides on it. I don't care if it's 2%. 2% or 100%, there's still a percent there. So make sure that you clean off your fruits and vegetables. All of them. After I clean them, I just went ahead and kind of completely dry them so that I didn't feel that waxy residue. It felt like Vaseline, literally, like they dunked them in Vaseline. And when I put it in the water, you can just, when water hits Vaseline, it didn't do anything. But making sure everything is nice and cleaned off before placing them in your refrigerator. Because I said so. I'm so tired of going over people's house and somebody offer me a fruit or something and I go to bite it and I can literally taste nasty on it. And I feel very uncomfortable taking that fruit or vegetable and going to their sink and cleaning it off. Because I do feel like it makes them feel a certain type of way. But at this point, child, move out the way. I got something to say. Because this fruit is nasty. And look at how dirty this water is. And y'all go to the grocery store and put that food right in your refrigerator, and your mom and them taught y'all better than that, because that water was just so dirty. And that time around, it wasn't even that dirty. Isn't that gross? There are other times where the water is so filthy. So filthy. But to make sure you thoroughly clean off all of your produce. When I do clean off my ginger, I leave them in the sink last because ginger is very, very dirty, as I mentioned. And in between the cracks and crevices, there is still a lot of dirt built up in there. So I just make sure, to my best ability, to kind of take that brush, that fruit or vegetable brush, and get in between everything. So these are some of my favorite fruits. I say that, and I think papayas are disgusting, just my opinion, but the health benefits are out of this world, child. But they are really, really nasty. Very, very nasty. And I feel the same way about soursop. I don't think they taste good, but the benefits are A1 son. A1 son. I also, and passion fruit nasty. I don't know what y'all be talking about, but for me, a lot of these fruits and vegetables that I consume, I'm not eating them because they taste well. Like, if I were to cook them, you can manipulate them with different herbs and seasonings and powders to make them palatable. But a lot of those exotic fruits do not taste well. They don't taste well. And before any of y'all start passing out over my opinions, like I said, it's just my preference. Y'all, I found seeded grapes. I found seeded grapes. It was so hard to find them. And I love trumpet mushrooms. They are absolutely amazing. I don't like to call things replacements, like for meat and stuff like that, because that's not tricking my brain. If I chop a mushroom and put it in grease and fry it, it is not a chicken strip. It is a fried piece of rubber. So I would rather just say, or try to season it to my liking, and that be that. And that says a lot, because that's just how I am in my normal life. I'm not about to act like I'm eating a piece of chicken and I'm eating a jackfruit. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But those there are cloves. Cloves, if you have never, ever crushed or blended or juiced cloves, no, rather, I would say blended, because if you have not put cloves in your smoothies, you are missing out, Scout. If you put bananas and some type of I like to use cacao as my chocolate powder, and cloves with a little bit of vanilla extract. Oh my gosh. Heaven, heaven, heaven. So here I'm cleaning my fruit. Even if you are not eating the skin or the peel of the fruit, you should still clean your fruits off completely. Clean it all. Especially if you're sitting these things in your refrigerator and you're handling them around your other foods. What is the harm? What is the harm of you actually going in and making sure that everything... I feel so much better when I come home and I clean everything all at once. Someone said to me, why don't you just clean as you go? I don't have time for that. Even though this is a lot of work here, I'm too lazy to go into the refrigerator throughout the day cleaning items one by one, because honestly, I'm not going to do it. I will just eat it straight, and I don't want to get into the habit of eating dirty fruits and vegetables, so I just do it all at once. I know y'all see the people in the grocery store. Them people eat the grapes right out the bag, eat the strawberries right out the bag, and I don't mean like they're stealing, but I mean like they're eating dirty fruits and dirty vegetables right there in the store. So I already know they don't clean their stuff off. It's an assumption, and I'm going to keep it that way. And here's my tea bowl prep. So these are the items that I keep in this bowl, and I make tea every morning with it. So I have ginger, and I keep a couple of lemons in there, and also garlic cloves. Fridge organization. I make sure that my refrigerator is always nice and clean, because I do have produce and it is organic. It will go bad quicker than genetically modified fruits and vegetables. So I like to keep a napkin down so that when I am done and taking them out, I just kind of grab everything all at once. Those sunflower seeds came from the market, And I don't typically like seeds and cracking shells because that's for the birds. Shout out to all of the real MVPs that sit there and crack those little shells. And it was nasty, by the way. And it's just not for me. The spice was not there, and they said it was spicy. Here I am prepping my walnut milk. I take 4 ounces of walnuts and 32 ounces of water. And I allow them to soak for about 12 to 24 hours. So half a day or an entire day. The longer I allow them to soak, the creamier the milk. And I don't like milk, y'all. I've never liked milk my entire life. But I do want things like for my smoothies or sometime my food that is kind of milk-like. So that is like a replacement, even though I just contradicted myself from what I said earlier. Anywho, now, there are specific seasonings, if you look like me, that you will have in your cabinet. And that's your grandmama and them seasonings. It would be onion powder, garlic powder. You're going to have some parsley in there. You're going to have some oregano in there. You're going to have Lawry's, or you're going to have seasoning salt, whichever one of those. You're going to have basil in your cabinet. You know, if you live over here, we got Obey. I do see that Obey has made his way around. But you will have Obey. And if you really know how to cook, you have things like cumin, nutmeg, curry, and a lot of other seasonings. Well, I'm going to do y'all like my daddy. That's enough talking for today. I'll holler at y'all later.
Wait, let me fix my hair. Yes.